Okay, so we are talking about sampling technique. So as I mentioned, we'll not be able to collect the information about the population. So what we'll do is we'll select a sample from the population to get information about the population. And when you collect the sample, there are a couple of things that you need to know. The first one is your sample should be representative, or it should have the characteristic of population. That is the first thing. Second thing is, uh, must statistician use various method of random sampling to achieve this goal? So one of the most important method that everybody use in collection of the sample is called the random sampling method. But there are basically four different methods of sampling, and we are going to discuss each of them. The first one is called the random sampling. Second is called the stratified sampling. Third is called the systematic sampling. And the last one is called the clustered sampling. You need to know something here. The situation will be given to you in the exam or the quiz. And then based on that, you must be able to figure out what type of sampling technique is this. There are four sampling techniques, as I mentioned: random sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, and cluster sampling. And we have a specific procedure in collecting the sample using these methods. That's what we are going to explore in next slide. And you must be able to understand this very nicely and use them in selecting the proper sampling method later on. Okay, the first sampling method that we are studying is the simple random sampling, or some people just call it random sampling. Random sampling or simple random sampling. Uh, in this sampling technique, although it says random, there is nothing random here. There is a specific procedure here. And what we do is we can perform this sampling method either using the table of random numbers or some random numbers generating software. So if we look at the definition first, simple random sample is the process of using chains to select individual from population to be included in the sample. For example, I have so many students in the class right now. If I want to select 10 students out of this group, I cannot randomly pick by name 10 students. Just if I look at my screen, I can see 10 of you. And if I start picking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that is not the random sampling. What we instead do is I'm going to number you from 1 through, if you are 50 in the class, 1 through 50. And from 1 up to 50, I'm going to take a sample of required size. So I have 50 students in the class. If I want 10 of them, I can use a random number generator to get those 10 numbers. Let me show you using a calculator now. I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I'm going to show you a calculator in a little bit. So just wait here, calculator. So you have seen in the slide already, what you have to do is you have to go to the random number generator in the calculator. Make sure you try to play around with this calculator. That way you will have a good idea of how to work on this calculator. So if you have seen what I have done here, you go to math first. You can write these steps. You can go to math, and then you go to probability here. Okay, go to probability. And then in number one, you can see the random number. Okay, also in number 8, you can see random integer not repeated. So out of 50 students in my class, if I want to select 10 students, I don't want to repeat one student and count as 2. So in that case, I'm going to use number 8. So if I select 8 and then enter, I get this menu. Okay. So here it's asking for the lower number. So I'm numbering every student in my class from 1 up to 50. So the lower value is 1. Upper value is 50. And how many students I want to select is 10. So make sure you understand this. So I have 50 students in the class. I am numbering all my students from 1 through 50. I'm not using S number or anything. Instead, I am giving you numbers like 1, 2, your number is 1, yours is 2, 3, 4. So I numbered you from 1 through 50. And from here, I am going to pick 10 of you randomly. So from 1 through 50, I'm picking up 10 randomly. So if I go here and paste this, maybe in some of your calculator, it will just give you random integer, no repeat, and then you can just type this 150, 10, and then hit enter. So these are the students that I'm picking. Student number 48, 46, 80. So you can see, no, not 88, right? 8, student number 8, student number 26, you can see, I have decimal, that's why it is saying 26.000, but that's 26. Student number 21, student number 37, student number 3, student number 17, student number 50, student number 11. So these are the 10 students they are selected. So this process of making a sample is called the random sampling technique. In the example that I'm giving you, I'm picking the students. So the students that I'm picking cannot be repeated. If I want 10, how do I repeat one, right? If I repeat John twice, then I'll just have 9 students in place of 10. That's why I'm not supposed to repeat in that case. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. So if the repeating doesn't work, we are not going to repeat. But if repeating does not affect anything, then that's fine. If I want 10 numbers anyways, if I want 10 numbers anyways between 1 and 50, then in that case, you can just use the first one, random number generation. Okay?
I have a calculator question.
Calculator question? Yeah.
I have a TI 84 plus, and where's the commas to put the numbers? Because I can't find like the commas on the
You
TI
don't
84.
find the comma in your calculator. So let
Yeah.
me stop sharing this screen and then share my calculator again. Okay, can you see the calculator?
Yeah, I can see it then.
Here is the comma. Do you see that?
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just blind. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Make sure you ask question. Make sure you ask question because we are using this calculator thoroughly in this course and you must know where is what. So definitely ask questions, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Other questions, if any? No questions? Okay, great. So that is the first sampling technique. It's called the simple random sample. Okay. Now we are going to look at the next type of sampling technique. Let's see what is that. Can you see my screen now? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So the second sampling technique that we have here is called the stratified sampling technique. Make sure you know the definition and you understand the process, how we do it. Stratified sampling. This video will end soon, just you know that, because it has a 40-minute time limit. Then we'll rejoin again. But after we disconnect, we'll take a 5 minutes break and then we'll join back, okay, if we disconnect. Okay, stratified sample is obtained by separating the population into non-overlapping groups called strata and then obtain a simple random sample from each stratum. So meaning of that is, let me give you a good example. Suppose this one here, you can see my screen, right? Suppose